Don't look under the internet.
Oh, it's like a sleeping bag. It's a sleeping bag. That's all. It's a fucking Snuggie. Yeah. It's just a fucking Snuggie, but fluffier.
But fluffier.
I love it so much.
It does. It looks about 3 feet thick. Is what it looks like.
It feels like it's about 3 feet. 3 feet thick.
It's the Hurt Locker.
Oh god!
Yeah, do your vocal warm-ups. We have some lines to do later.
Fat spatula. Fat spatula. That's a Schitt's Creek reference for all you out there.
Okay.
That took me by surprise.
Jason, your camera froze because you're a
on mine.
doofus.
Your camera froze on mine.
I see it.
Oh damn! So it's me. I have become error.
You got that high-tech Windows 7 shit going on.
You're right. I should upgrade. I'll get fucking Windows Vista.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah. Get away from the vacuum tubes.
Windows ME.
Holy shit!
How?
You can just sit there and drag the window around the screen and make designs with it.
Yeah, just make a new screensaver every time.
Where? Or when do we want to record?
2 minutes and 20 seconds ago.
Word?
Yeah, man.
Word?
Welcome.
We were laughing about all that shit with your audio troubles, so I figured I'd get some recorded.
Welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet.
You took away the thing that I could do.
The world of tomorrow.
Damn it. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet, horror comedy podcast.
I'm so proud of you. Is No Nonsense Mike back?
No Nonsense. No,
You forgot internet.
I forgot.
You did.
Fuck. An internet horror comedy podcast about Jason.
Oh.
and it's about Moot.
And that's it.
Yay.
And it's about no Dougs. We don't even mention Doug ever on the show.
What is that?
I don't know. It sounds like a pasta dish.
It's a cartoon from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like a nice puttanesca.
And I'm Mike this week. I don't know.
No Nonsense Mike.
No Nonsense Mike-ish. Yeah. It's like 60-40. Speaking of 60-40, Diluti.
Clap.
Housekeeping.
Above your head. Yes. You got it. You got it.
A faint clap on Moot's end.
I did it.
I just hear
I'm included. I'm participating.
We have one whole patron, Cole. Thank you very much, Cole. But you know what I'm going to do?
That's all we have left? Is that
yeah.
After listening to the last 3 minutes and 54 seconds,
I'm going to re-shout out. I'm going to re-shout out Fungus McDongus, Mansonad, Brian Yu, and Peachy, because when I did it last time, I was like, I said in the episode I would do it again.
So you did say that because.
So what's up, all of you? But Cole, you get a little bit extra limelight because you are the newest member.
Yes, thank you everyone that he listed, but thank you Cole more, I guess. Is that what you're saying?
I favor you. Boys.
What are we drinking?
Boys.
What are we thinking? There's a bottle here and it's empty.
And it's empty.
Yeah. We're here already? All right. Well, if we're here already, let me tell you about this shit that I'm drinking. It's just a giant.
Oh, this is your fucking wedding
from my wedding from 2 years ago. Chloe kept this.
Oh my gosh.
It's Kirkland brand Costco Tennessee whiskey.
Oh,
which is
I've had that.
pretty
It's
much
not
just Jack Daniels.
horrible.
It's just Jack Daniels.
Yeah, it definitely burns, but
and we also have to polish it off a side of aviation gin.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing good stuff today. You know what they say about mixing liquor? Well, don't listen to them.
Do it.
Do it anyway.
Yeah.
Mix it up, pour a cup. That's the way I like to fuck.
Moot, are you drinking anything today?
I'm drinking a liquid death. Water, sparkling water. Staying hydrated.
Not a sponsor.
Murder your thirst.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Not a sponsor.
You rejected our sponsorship. You should.
You did.
You should.
Like a year and a half ago.
Liquid Death. Come on. Was it a year and a half ago?
Something like it was.
I should resend it. Maybe we might get
it's
lucky.
time to try again.
Yeah, Liquid Death. I think I might love you again.
That was a very quick.
It was just a prank, bro. It was just a prank.
You spent the. Well, I won't say that if we're trying to search after a sponsorship.
Just
I will
a prank,
cut that
bro.
sentence short.
Speaking of pranks. Oh wait, we have to do the clink drink. The clink first. When you hear the clink, take your drink.
Clink, clink, everybody.
Clink. But speaking of pranks, are we doing YouTube prank videos now? Is that what we're pivoting to?
We could do that. Where I fuck all the viewers' dads, and then it's just a prank, bro.
Good prank, bro.
Good prank, bro. No, speaking of pranks, our topic today
It's a bit of a prank.
is a bit of a goof on us, I would say. This is what I like to call Moot's Revenge.
Are we just starting off? We're just ripping the Band-Aid off now?
That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
This is
I picked this topic.
This is Moot's
And
Revenge.
I have no regrets.
No regrets. Not a single
No
letter.
regrets, not even one.
This is Moot's Revenge on me, and you'll see why. We're talking about...
Which is weird because never mind. You got the two easiest points of this. Whatever.
I know, right?
Go ahead. Fucking count us in, I guess.
We're talking about the Wyoming Incident.
Shit. Shit.
It's super scary sounding, right? Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, there's accidents all the time in Wyoming. Why are we talking about this one incident? Wyoming's good.
My first week back after missing 2 weeks of recording, and I feel like I'm about to listen to the ramblings of a man who has lost his last thread of grip on reality.
That's basically what this is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
After last week, I think broke me to a different, I'm in a different place now.
You're in a different body?
Yeah.
Like Orthon just kick you out?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I don't even remember what I was saying. Look what you done did to me. Oh yeah, there's accidents all the time in Wyoming, the Mormon country or whatever it's called. They're the Mormon place, right?
I wish I knew more about Wyoming.
Which one?
That's Utah.
Utah. We're not talking about Utah. We're not. Give me a fun fact about Wyoming, quick. Hang on, Jason, distract the people.
Oh, you want to give them a fun fact about Wyoming? Well, fun fact about Wyoming is that back in 1723, after America was founded, Wyoming just rose out of the ocean to kind of complete the puzzle of America. It was kind of like one of those challenges on Legend of the Hidden Temple.
With only...
Go ahead, Mike. Take it away.
With only 576,850 residents, Wyoming is the least populous state in the nation. Fun fact.
Why do you think that is?
Probably because, Yellowstone, is that in Wyoming?
Probably because they heard about this and they're like, we don't want to be associated anymore.
Everybody tuning in right now that thought they were going to learn something has completely erased that notion. I want you to know that. It's gone.
Anyway, so there's a lot of car accidents and incidents in Wyoming. There's a lot of Mormon incidents in Wyoming. A lot of geyser incidents.
A lot of hijackings, too.
A lot of hijackings. Thank you. I was getting there.
Oh, shit. Okay.
There's a specific hijacking that happened around the far distant future of 2006.
Damn it.
Jason.
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
That's all you're giving me? Okay.
What else do you want? Man.
Well, I would kind of like to know that, I don't know.
Can you pronounce...
The Wyoming incident was a hijacking in Wyoming around 2006 in August, and some of...
You're spoiling it.
Oh, okay.
So around 2006 in August, there was a TV hijacking in the county of, I'm going to butcher this, Niobrara.
Yes.
Niobrara. Wyoming? Is that what it is?
Yep, the Niobrara.
That's going to be a YouTube comment at some point. Somebody's going to be like, this pronunciation gave me cancer or something.
To be fair, his pronunciation did give me cancer.
Yeah, so it's something like that in
Oh, you don't
Wyoming.
have notes, do you?
I don't need them.
Clearly.
He's got this.
So back in 2005, you'll notice that YouTube was created. In 2006, Google bought YouTube. But
wasn't it late 2006?
Yes.
Okay.
On Google's little video site that they had, where they were trying to compete with YouTube before, they're just like, hey, instead of trying to compete with them, let's use money. And they bought YouTube. A video popped up on Google Videos.
Yes.
And it was a video of a hijacking. A TV broadcast hijacking, much like the Max Headroom that we covered in previous episode.
Actually, this one is very, very similar to the Max Headroom hijacking. So if you want a little bit of context, go back and listen to our Max Headroom hijacking episode. If you already listened to it, awesome. Welcome to part 2. No, I'm kidding. This is not part 2 of that, but it's very similar. So like Mike said, August 9th, 2006 on Google Videos. This was before YouTube kind of gained the traction that it has now. And a video popped up that sent a lot of people into kind of a tailspin over what the fuck they were watching. But we do see, so first and foremost, before we go into the video, let's set this up a little bit. So in August of 2006, there were a lot of claims that there was a hijacking signal or video that had disrupted the local programming what was the pronunciation on that, Mike?
Niobrara.
Niobrara?
Niobrara.
The Niobrara County. And apparently this video that had been displayed on some local programming was causing some health issues with some of the residents. But somebody on the Unfiction Forum in January of 2007 was one of the first ones to find this weird video that I'm talking about. I'm going to go over what that video entails in just a second here. So this post, basically it posts a tiny URL link to the video. And they say, while browsing over on Google Video, a friend found this. Now, we've heard of Max Headroom TV hacking. We've heard of the Max Headroom TV hacking incident, but that was pretty obviously just some kid screwing around, and it's been well documented. But this, I don't know what this is. Does anyone else? Wikipedia and Google can find nothing else on this thing. I'm just curious, but it struck me as ARG-esque, so I came here to post about it. So that was kind of like the rabbit hole opening into what, as you will see, is going to be a
piece of shit.
Boy, is it esque.
It is ARG-esque, that's for sure.
You ever just have someone take a shit on your face?
It is Tuesday, so
because that's what
obviously
this feels like to me.
We haven't even gotten to the videos yet.
Let's get there, shall we?
So after this post pops up, we get another post. Now this is there were several posts that popped up, but this one was weird, at least to me, simply because the user that posted it, named Lyrain the Dark, which I'm guessing is liar in the dark.
I didn't pick up on that at all, so props to you.
Oh, okay. They joined on February 4th, 2007, and they posted this message on February 6th, 2007. They posted a message saying, I found this on YouTube this morning, and it's a link to a YouTube video. The YouTube video is another one of these very similar videos that I am talking about. However, the video upload on this one was February 5th, 2007. So here's the timeline for that. February 4th, random person joins making a comment about how they found a weird video on YouTube. February 5th happens. The video gets created and put on YouTube, which is after the time they said they found it on YouTube. And then February 6th is where they come and make this comment.
Just off to a wonderful
it's just
start.
It's not a great start so far. Albeit, I will give it the benefit of the doubt. This is 2007. So this is like one of the oldest, if not the oldest, ARG in the books.
Linkin Park's album came out in 2007.
Tootsie Rolls came out in 2007.
Michael Bay's Transformers came out in Cloverfield Came out in 2007.
Are you dedicating brain space to this knowledge?
No.
I don't believe you.
I would never do that.
Okay.
Zeros were invented.
Just wiping memories just to put this space or this information in my
Child
brain.
CPR, I don't need that. Give me what year Cloverfield came out. So you guys are probably wondering,
are posts in like this entire thing that are like even before that, which we'll get to. But
yes.
The entire timeline of this thing and the dedication it must have taken, it's just baffling.
Either dedication or the amount of like drugs that were involved. One
we
of
could
the
say
two.
yes to both.
It could be both. Who knows? But yeah, so there were posts beforehand, but for all intents and purposes, these were like the openings to this rabbit hole. Now you guys might be wondering, you've been talking about videos. Like, what the fuck are these videos? Well, let me tell you. These videos are like 4 minutes long-ish, 3 to 4 minutes. And it's simply it's just like a test screen almost. It's like a black and white test screen that says special presentation. And at the top it says 333-333-333. And it's almost like the bottom half of the screen is mirrored. After this, you hear like some weird tones, just some very, very strange sounds. And then a bunch of words pop up. The words are, they're words. They're words. They're very words.
They're English.
They're different things such as like, what hides in your mind, or like, we have already seen it, or
who pees in my pants?
Who pees in my pants when I'm not looking? The first ones I think that popped up were something like,
who shit my pants?
Scar, somebody has pissed your pants. So I think the first ones were like, why do you hate? You are ill and we just want to fix you, are some of the first ones that you see. After you see these messages, it glitches over to these very fucked up looking like modeled faces. And a bunch of really, 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 really loud noises. Not going to lie, I was watching these with headphones in, and I was alone in my basement, and they definitely caused me to jump several times because I just was not expecting. Yeah. The faces themselves are unsettling as fuck.
They're like weird, like computer generated.
It's like Max Headroom.
It's like Reboot from the
is
show.
Like Reboot.
Damn. Oh, yeah. It's like Uncanny Valley.
Yeah. Reboot came out in like 94. Did you know that?
I did know that.
I thought it was like,
old.
Yeah, I thought it was like 90s for sure, but like 97, 98, along the time that like Cyber Chasers was out. I thought it came out then. Oh, it was way earlier.
I have memories of it premiering.
The shitty, the shitty CG, it's excusable considering it was
1994.
Have you watched Reboot recently? Like, I knew the animation was bad.
It doesn't hold up.
But it's so much worse than my memory of it is.
Dude, I tried watching it like a year ago, and I couldn't understand what was happening on the screen.
That was me with
no idea what's going on.
That was me with Transformers Beast Wars.
Oh god,
I was like, I'm gonna revisit this. Damn, this looks like ass. I knew it looked like shit back then, but wow.
Oh Jesus,
it's bad.
But yeah, so these videos that I've been mentioning are all. And I say all, as far as we know, there are like 5 on the channel or something like that. Is it 4 or 5?
Videos?
Yeah, the videos on the channel.
5, I think.
I think so. I don't have it in front of me, but either way, they're all in the exact same vein. They all start the same. They all have the same kind of meter when it comes to the text on the screen. You get the weird glitchy faces. For sure. One of them has the G-Man from Half-Life 2 in it, if anyone is a Half-Life fan.
Greg!
Yes, Greg Man. Perfect. But aside from that, like, there's not a whole lot else to these videos.
Sorry.
Did a revelation just hit?
Yeah, when you said Greg, I don't know. I don't know if it was intentional or not.
It wasn't.
It's hard to. Well, no, I think I understand what your mind connected, and that's actually a possibility. But I don't know if it was intentional or not.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know.
I can't tell.
Good job. If it wasn't
helping. Oh man, I can't wait for the end of this episode. Anyway, so let's go back to the post talking about how we found these things. So one of the things that the post included was the username of the person who basically posted saying they found it. And you go there and it says weird video I found. And you see that the username or the channel owner's name is Give Me a Number. Now, I didn't put this together because I haven't seen the show or read the book, but a lot of other people did. Give Me a Number is something from the Sandman show that's out.
It's from the comics.
He doesn't, not the show. The comic.
Show's good, but he doesn't do it in the show.
Okay, in the comics, I apologize. It's what's his name? The Boogeyman. The Boogeyman basically says, "Give me a number," and he'll tell you about like the person that fits that slotted number, which is that number person that he killed. He can tell you all about him, and that's like his
the Corinthian. I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Something like that. But yeah, it's an allusion to that. Like basically, give me a number, I'll tell you about this number person that I killed. And then we so someone in the description of it, it says somebody left this video file on a DVD they left on my doorstep. It might just be a prank, but it's pretty creepy, so I guess I'll just upload it here.
What a shit prank.
Got a DVD.
Got you, bro. I left my DVD on your doorstep.
Dude, I got you.
Fucking Bam Margera just comes out like, we got punked, bro.
If any of y'all recognize who made this video, or the video, just tell me. Thanks to Chad for helping with tags.
Who the fuck is Chad?
Who the fuck's Chad? There's question number one.
I don't think we ever find out.
I hope not.
Is this the origin of the Chad meme?
Oh my god, it might be.
Did this become a cultural icon?
Chad is the Wyoming Incident.
Everybody on the internet knows about this. They just don't know.
They just don't know. Oh fuck. So after we get this like description and these comments going over this first video, we get several other iterations of the video that are uploaded by other users who say they have like a similar experience. And all of these videos have similar activity, but with different words, some of which I went over earlier. And then lastly, we do get a video named Danny's Collection 3. And this was posted to the Unfiction forum. And the description of the video reads as follows. My brother had quite an interesting collection of underground bizarre videos. This video, which he only called 3, was his favorite in his entire collection, despite running only about a minute. He never wanted it to upload to the internet because he was sort of selfish when it came to his rare videos. He liked the idea that he was one of the few people who had seen this. I found it a year after his death. I had pretty much forgotten about it in a box filled with videos of his. I guess he just recently burnt to DVD. I have no idea who made the video and only a vague idea as to where it came from. My brother came back with it one summer after visiting some friends up around Yellowknife. And like I said, some of the other, this one has some different messages, like what hides in your mind, and we have already seen it. And then we get a post on the Unfiction forums by somebody named Viral Detector 77. And says, I have been following this, but have had nothing to really add. Until just a few minutes ago, I was rewatching Danny's Collection when I noticed someone named I Like to Read posted a link to an almost year-old blog written by the guy who seems to have owned the original video, Pretty Things, at some time. I have only read the first post, but he talks about some guy possibly named Daniel Cable owning a different copy of the video. Could Cable be Danny from Danny's Collection? And then he posts the blog. The blog itself kind of goes over a man named Gregory Miller, who apparently was the original owner and was driven mad by the tapes after watching like all of them. And there are a fuckload of them, apparently.
At least 9.
At least 9, but probably way more.
Well, there's some significance to that number.
Oh, there is. Thank you.
Yeah.
I glossed right over that. Thank you. Yes, pay attention to certain numbers in this. I mean, there's a lot of things that you should pay attention to that are referred to later, brought up. Could be random, could not be. Just keep your wits about you, I guess. So he ranted about a lot of insane things. And one of the things that stood out to me and a lot of the people in the community was his idea of something called human lampreys, which I didn't really understand at first because
what's not to get?
I want you in your best English words to describe to me what a human lamprey is.
I love lamprey.
A fish.
Nope, you already lost me.
Man.
Nope.
Fish people.
Fish people. I should understand fish person considering my love for Cthulhu, but
and here we are.
But yeah, so he rants and raves about a bunch of different things. But two of the things that he brings up are names. And one of those names is Donald Wilson, and the other one is Robert Vreugdenhil. I think that's right.
We'll never know for sure.
We'll never know.
Vreugdenhil.
I like the way Matt says
really
it better.
Puts a real Hitler on it. I enjoy
that. He puts a real Hitler on it. Jesus.
Boy, Matt, if I could bring you back to life for a date, would I?
12 dates for $5 million.
It's a steal. I'm telling you.
Forgot about that episode.
That's a Vreugdenhil if I've ever heard one.
So if we do a quick search for the name Donald Wilson, as well as some other keywords like Wyoming or the county they're in, et cetera, we get an obituary for one Donald McNeil Wilson. It says he was 76, and there's really not a lot about it. He was in the Army. Goes over his son. He was raised in a school in Nebraska. Served in the Air Force, was honorably discharged. Talked about his wife, and then it does say that he moved and lives in Casper, Wyoming. That's important. Probably the only important thing out of that entire block of text.
He's not living in Niobrara?
No, he is. That's the.
I just wanted an excuse to say it again.
That is Casper is in Niobrara.
Where's Yellowstone?
A lot of places. It's a lot of places, but it's more central north.
Huh.
It's right next to Washington, D.C.
No, that's Midwest. That's the East Coast.
Should we keep fucking with Mike?
What?
Do you want to keep fucking with Mike?
I'm fucking the mic? That's me?
What?
What happened?
What?
Who's fucking the mic?
We're fucking with Mike.
Oh.
Stop yelling at the mic.
Jesus.
I'm on one today, boys. What can I say?
So that was Donald McNeil Wilson. In the Air Force, lives in Casper, Wyoming. Then we search Robert Vreugdenhil, and this comes up with a man that is living in Casper, Wyoming, and it also comes up with a phone number. Now, somebody in the forums calls, and they kind of go over what they hear. And it says it sounds like a bunch of beeping, and then there's like one really long beep. And they're like, it could be like Morse code or something like that. And then they realize what it is. No, it's a heart monitor flatlining. So they're literally listening to the death rattles of somebody, which is
neato.
Kind of not what I want to hear on the other end of the phone.
Says you.
Ooh, you know what? I wonder if we can, do you think we can play that audio?
I don't think there's much there.
Okay.
We could if you want, but I don't really think there's much there.
If I decide to put it in when I'm editing, I'll put it in here. All right.
Fantastic.
Good job or not good job. Jason, whatever decision you made.
Jason, way to edit and or not edit that special bit.
Wowie zowie.
Wait, did you hear that? Whoa.
Flatlining.
That sounded like something.
Rattles.
That sounded like something else that Jason has to edit in now.
So after we get this little tale about what's on the other end of this, I actually did get to listen to the audio of it, and Mike's right. There's not a whole lot there. We get another little lead and another post from Viral Detector 77, who says that he links this to an old message board, and this is where we get a link to something called the Happy Cube. Now, Matt, Woo. I feel like you have something to say about the Happy Cube.
Yeah, it's all about cubes, the shape.
It's an entire community about depressed spheres.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some real shape warfare going on here. No, this is a link to, like Jason said, thehappycube.proboards34.com. And this forum is all about cubing and tips from other people who are interested in cubing about how to do it and organizing events around cubing. Now, what is cubing, you might say? Well, there's an Urban Dictionary entry for cubing. And cubing is a sporting activity revolving around the short story, The Most Dangerous Game. Now, elaborating on that a little bit, if you don't know what that means, it's often played with a very small group of people, if not alone, who meet on the internet in a very anonymous fashion in which they tell stories of past cubing adventures, and they plan in a very vague manner so as not to draw attention to the actual actions of cubing for future cubing events. Cubing is considered in all places that murder is. I like how the first 90% of this definition of dances around the nature of cubing, and then the last sentence is just like, it's murder.
It's killing. It's end of lifing people.
Yeah. And I think before we go on here, actually, I will put in a warning that there is a strong theme of self-harm throughout the rest of the content of this ARG. For sure. So so this is your warning up front. So if you go into the Happy Cube forum, you will find posts about these murder events. And an example of one is from a Jack Q. Pembry, which was actually posted in 2004, which, like I was saying earlier, the timeline for this whole thing spans multiple years. So this is 3 years before the first video in the series was uploaded. So this Jack Q. Pembry makes a post on the cubing forums, and it seems like they're organizing a cubing event. It says CubeCon 05 will be taking place either in Indiana or Tennessee. In Indiana, we have the city of Indianapolis, and Tennessee has Nashville, Knoxville, and Memphis, which coincidentally are all places I've lived.
Really?
Are you a cuber? Are you a cubert?
Hubert?
A cubix?
I might have run across Jack at some point. Maybe I've been cubed and I don't even know it.
that would raise some questions for Mike and I think.
Yeah. The rest of the posts describe some amenities from these various cities, and the rest of the forums are just kind of posts like this. But shortly after this is posted on the Unfiction discussion, the board is temporarily closed down. And then the next thing that happens after that is in the Unfiction forum, there's a post from Viral Detector 77, who we've already mentioned, and he posts a blog to a Gregory Miller's personal blog page, and the username for this blog is just G Miller, and the first post that's posted on this blog is a description of a video that this Gregory Miller possesses, and it says that he wants to offload the video onto someone else. And so after Viral Detector posts this link, he says that he wants to get the video, and they don't care if they just become a vessel, whatever that means. But Viral Detector 77 doesn't actually win the video. Instead, a Unfiction user named Estede wins the chance to receive the video. And he posts on the forums a message that he receives from Gregory, which tells us that the person who originally bought the video, whose name was Danny, was supposed to post it online, but they didn't do that. And they were eventually driven insane by owning it, and they ended up killing themselves over it. And then
all that over a shitty Wyoming
special
presentation.
Yeah, all that over a video of G-Man.
I gotta uninstall Half-Life, I think.
So apparently, this Danny's brother, Jack Pembry, who is presumably the same person who made the post in the cubing forum, ends up uploading the video online instead. But after he did that, apparently the video made him homicidal, and then the video got passed to Donald Wilson, who is now also apparently dead.
Dead.
He deader than hell. And then after that, it's revealed to us that Gregory Miller is actually in a vegetative state, and someone else is actually posting on his blog. So none of this stuff actually came from the real Gregory. So this mystery person who's now posting on his blog tells the user from the Unfiction forums, Estede, that they need to share the video as much as possible, and that supposedly in the hopes that the video will be seen by a lot of people, and it'll drive everyone else who sees it insane. And in addition to winning the video, Estede also is allowed to ask 3 questions of this mystery G. Miller person. And so the first question that he asks is where the videos came from. And the response to that is that apparently these videos have always existed in some form, and there's some long description about them being ancient carvings, and then this G. Miller person decided to take those carvings and work with somebody else to turn them into videos, and that's what we're seeing now. So the second question is, why do these videos exist, or what is the purpose of them? And apparently these messages are supposed to drive people down what G. Miller says that he wants his people to believe in. They're like a system of belief of sorts, like some sort of ancient ritual teachings, which leads to the question, why are they melting people's brains? But we'll get to that later. So then the last...
He's like, no. You can't ask that one. Ask a different question, please.
To be fair, that's not far from what is about to happen.
Yeah. So the last question that that Estede asks G. Miller is there anything left in the puzzles that the people from the Unfiction forums haven't figured out yet? And at this point, G. Miller just like, this is where the info dump sort of begins, and you'll understand what I mean by that here in a second.
But the deluge.
We get a long response from G. Miller, which goes into just a whole bunch of shit about, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm really not even going to get into the real content of it, but it's basically just a bunch of names of people who have owned these videos in the past, how they're related to each other in different ways, and then at the end of all of that, he gives a hint on where to go next. And he says that whoever's on the Unfiction board needs to help stop some interlopers who seem to be trying to get a hold of these videos without his permission, which... Never mind. Just we'll talk about that at the end.
I love you so much.
But he then says that these people may be his sisters, and that'll come up again later as well. So, right after this happens, there's a new board that's opened up on the Happy Cube forum, and there are a bunch of posts by a user called I Love to Fix, and boy, do we get to know I Love to Fix. So he makes a bunch of posts in very rapid succession about a bunch of Greek mythology that revolves around 9 dark sisters who are also apparently brothers, and people who are being haunted by beings with black eyes. And then it just doesn't stop. There's just an entirely overwhelming amount of posts that just dive deeper and deeper and deeper into lore and Greek mythology, which all revolves around this I Love to Fix being the son of a Greek muse of paranoia.
To be fair, the content was super interesting. I will give it that.
Incredibly detailed.
Yes.
And thoughtfully crafted.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from that. It's just so much. And there's no game to any of this. It's
just text blocks.
It's just blocks of text that are being posted by this account. The other thing that I'll mention is that we talked about the Happy Cube forum being for cubing.
Oh, yes.
None of these posts have anything to do with cubing.
None.
Like, at all. They're all about Greek mythology and like this interwoven like lore system that sets up the reason for these videos existing. So really all of that, after like just dozens upon dozens, if not hundreds of posts like this, it all culminates in I Love to Fix talking about hunting down a person named Jamie, who is the person who uploaded the second video in this series. And I Love to Fix posts a poll on the Happy Cube forums asking the people who are following along with this whole thing if they want to get an audio file of Jamie's final moments. And so they vote yes, obviously. And I Love to Fix posts this audio file that is supposed to be this Jamie's final moments. And this is sort of where the community's faith in this entire thing starts to unravel. I think that this person may have initially, like, while they were doing this info dump, seeing the interest in this entire thing wane, and this poll and everything was just like an attempt to gamify, like re-gamify the ARG.
Oh, absolutely.
And like bring people back in.
Yeah.
But this seemed to kind of upset people more because the audio, like this is, like I said, this is just so, and people followed along with this. They read all of this. They kept up with what was going on, and it all culminates in this audio file that's just very, very poorly executed.
Can you give an example?
Is there actually? Do you have something?
Can you do
your
best impression of the audio file?
No, I'm not going to do that. So,
owie, I'm dying. Ooh, owie, I'm dying. That was it.
You got it, man.
It's just Cleveland. Is it? Oh, no. But anyway, so this goes poorly, and to follow this up, we decided to go back to the videos, and I Love to Fix decides to pick a random user on the forum to receive some information about a sixth video in the series through a payphone. And so this user does the same thing as before, gets information from the payphone, and then that gives them information about this video that's then uploaded, and they post a link to this video. And it's the same as the other ones that Jason already went over. It's the same template, except the text at the end of this one reads, "You are lost on the path." To follow this up, I Love to Fix then posts some instructions. And these instructions are for a mass ritual that all the people on the forums need to do, which it includes turning off the lights, blindfolding yourself, and then playing some sort of repetitive, unsettling sound,
like orcas in the ocean,
media in the background.
Yes, orcas fucking is the only acceptable piece of audio here.
Yeah, the boop.
Yeah, not the bloop, the boop.
The boop. Yeah, that's what I meant. The boop.
I know what you meant, but I'm just
boop.
fucking with you.
Just tapping on a dog's nose, just over and over again.
The most haunting sound ever.
But yeah, anyway, so you're supposed to turn all the lights off, blindfold yourself, play something unsettling in the background on loop while you sit there, and then you're supposed to sit there and fantasize about something horrible coming out of a doorway or a window in your house and killing you.
I don't want to do that at all.
Yeah, so
well, that's why you don't have an account on them.
I have this behind me. As if you're not already adding to my paranoia. I can't see anything behind me. You can't
see the door.
Yeah. It explains that if you don't have a blindfold, that you're just supposed to turn all the lights off and focus on a door or a window and think about something coming through it. Or, and the instructions specifically say that if you have a door that opens into a dark hallway, that you're supposed to open it and stare into the dark hallway. So
I'm out.
Don't recommend doing any of this.
I just started rereading House of Leaves again, so I don't think I'm going to be doing. There's a whole thing full of dark passages. Yeah. Nope. Big old nope.
Yeah. But this seemed like this upsets a lot of people on the Unfiction forums and on the Happy Cube forums. People like the people that haven't left at this point are starting to turn on this I Love to Fix, because this is obviously pretty unsettling, and it seems like this person's trying to get people to do the stuff that may lead to some like emotional trauma,
Auditory hallucinations are a possibility here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So the next few things that happen after this is really just some more posts in the same vein with some more lore behind the entire situation. But then the entire thing kind of comes to a head on March 1st of 2007, where I Love to Fix suddenly posts a bunch of posts all over various boards on the Happy Cube forums.
Yep.
Revealing, maybe, or at least claiming that this entire thing was a prank.
It's just a prank, bro.
Like the claim here is that from beginning to end of this entire thing was just a goof. Just to trick people into following along.
I want you to imagine that you have been combing through videos, you've been solving puzzles, you've been reading about Greek mythology and somebody, like, how it ties into their personal life and this, that, and all of that. And then all of a sudden, you've been doing this for like a week or more at this point. All of a sudden, you're, none of this was real.
Oh, it's more than that. This thing goes.
Oh, right. No, this was a year. This was because it started August. The first post was in January. We're in February? We're in March now, right?
Yeah.
So almost a year.
So, like, if you're talking about the conversation on the Unfiction forums, it's really just a few months.
Right. From the time they found it and started discussing it on Unfiction to what you're talking about right now was only a couple of months. If you add in all that dead time where no one knew what the fuck the Wyoming Incident videos were, then it's all closer to a year. But
right. But anyway, yeah, like you said, imagine that.
Fuck. I would be so angry.
And then this person's just like, it was all a goof, a prank. There's no end to this, and it was basically just a trick to get people to follow along, and I guess see if they could get people to do this ritual that they were talking about. But that's not where the story ends. And Jason, do you want to pick up the rest of it?
I can jump in here. So Matt said that he wasn't really going to touch on any of the Greek mythology stuff, and that is perfectly fine. Because there's a couple of problems with what just happened here. As soon as the creator goes, it was all a prank. He basically turned this into a little bit of a dichotomy, aka being, on one hand, you have the videos that have basically introduced us to this whole thing, have kind of been like a driving force up until the Happy Cube forum. And so now we get to the end of this whole exposition dump about these 9 muses, like they're brothers and sisters, and the Greek mythology tie-ins. We get to the end of this, and now we find out that everything from step 1 to step 333 is just fucking, like, there was no reason that anyone was doing any of this. Okay, I could see that pissing a lot of people off, but then they come back, and they go, you know what, I lied, this wasn't a prank.
JK, got you again.
Shits a fuckload more exposition about Greek mythology and muses out into the Happy Cube forum. Now, some people kind of like, they were like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to keep reading this. And they kept with it. I will tell you right now, a lot of people said, fuck this, I'm out. After this happened, they came back and once again said, actually, we were being serious. We were not just kidding about any of this. This is all a prank. And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Once again, they flip-flop, saying, no, it's not. We get more exposition. And eventually we get a post like a year after all of this that just simply says the children woke up. Like the children have awoken this year, I think is what it said. And
I think it's like 2 years. Yeah, but
it was a very lengthy amount of time in between this clusterfuck that just happened and the simple sentence of the children have awoken this year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That I wish that told me anything whatsoever. You gave us bits and pieces about the children. You gave us bits and pieces about how these muses and the Mike, would you like to do the honors of telling us what type of children we're talking about?
The Black-Eyed Children.
Yes. So we are talking about the Black-Eyed Children. That has something to do with this ARG.
Not the Black-Eyed Peas.
Not the Black-Eyed Peas.
All right.
If the Black-Eyed Peas were children, wouldn't they be the Black-Eyed Children?
Black-Eyed Pods.
Okay. So we get this flip-flop back and forth. This is a joke. This is not a joke. Final post. I lied. This is not the final post. The final post of this whole thing is on the Happy Cube forums, and it's titled Video 9 by someone named Board Moderator, who's a junior member. This is May 25th at 2009. So this is a while after this has basically just been done. Says, mention a Tyler Kennedy and or Wyoming incident after you send in your testimonials to Cash for Gold, please.
We buy gold!
As you may have noticed, the independent ARG is slowly being overtaken by large media-sponsored games. These games generally feature little immersion and are not dedicated to entertaining their players. Let's face it, independent ARGs need funding. Team Sambo has dedicated itself to the finest in ARGs, but we need money to continue programs like this. Please help us out just this once. And that's it. That's the last thing we hear from it. Guys, there was never a great, like, there was no closure here. There was no great
well, that's
lifting
not
of the
even
veil.
where it ends.
What did I forget?
No, there's an update that happens like many years after that.
Oh my! Hold on, let me pull that up.
Yeah.
Did this happen like last year or some shit?
No, this happened like 5 years ago. So,
not this one. Okay.
That Cash for Gold thing, I think, was in 2009. So this happens in 2017.
Oh shit! Okay, I missed this.
Yeah. So in 2017, the Happy Cube forums like become active again, and we get a bunch of posts. Part of what Jason was talking about earlier was that there was a claim after the original post where I Love to Fix claimed that it was all a prank, and then they walked that back and said that it wasn't. They, for a short period of time, blamed this on a user from the Something Awful forums who actually hacked the I Love to Fix account, posted all that stuff, and then they decided that it wasn't a prank. And then that person made an account on the Happy Cube forums, and they claimed that they weren't actually involved in this from a creation perspective. And so
God, I
this
fucking
update,
hate this so much.
It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
Right.
I'm so sorry,
and I understand why you glossed over that, but it's relevant for this part, which is when they made this post in 2017, the I Love to Fix person, which I assume is the same person from the original ARG, starts info dumping lore again. And I think there's a SoundCloud audio file.
Yeah.
That is so there's a SoundCloud audio file that is supposed to be this person from the Something Awful forums claiming that they are actually involved in this from a lore perspective. Like, now they're a character in the lore.
Right.
And they're like being given messages from this puppet master who's like sending them information.
I can't believe I fucking forgot about that.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot about that because there's so many fucking moving parts to this piece of shit.
So what I can't decide with this is if this person, whose name I should have made note of, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
It really doesn't.
But I can't tell if this person and I Love to Fix are the same person, and I Love to Fix just made this person up,
right?
And this person has always just been a character in the lore, or if this person is actually a separate person from the Something Awful forums who got dragged into this, and then they claim that they had nothing to do with it, and then I Love to Fix took it upon themselves to just write them into the lore without their permission. I have no idea.
Dude, I have zero idea about what's... So I guess this is as good a time as any to fucking go into
Oh.
You get to talk, Mike. You're back. You're back.
Are
You
you
get to
ready
be
for
on the
this?
show again.
Are you ready for this? We're going to talk about.
He's here.
We're going to talk about the creator of the Wyoming Incident. Are you ready?
Yes.
And that wraps up the bit about the creator of the Wyoming Incident. No, so there's speculation about these three main accounts. I Love to Fix. There's fucking
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Fuck's his name? Is it Jeremy or is it Jared? Jeremy, I think.
Don't fucking matter.
Something.
And there's Senior.
You're talking about Gregory Miller?
No.
You're talking about Senior Bombas.
It was Justin something.
Justin. I don't remember.
Whatever. And there's Senior Bomba.
Yep.
There are so many names.
There are so many names that we glossed over because it doesn't fucking matter.
We left out the most confusing parts of this because we realized if we included them, like this audio would be less useful than silence.
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
There's a user named Senior Bomba who's been around for a bunch of stuff, cracking codes and whatnot.
Right.
And he goes out to make a big old post, I believe, on the Happy Cube, where he's pretty much like, I am not the creator, but I worked with him, never met him before, just talked through emails a bit, and I have no fucking idea what's going on. He's like, the creator always just emails me off of like random emails. He always has a different one. They're very short emails. The longest email I've ever gotten from this guy is like the first one. And he's like, I just stumbled across this guy's shit, and he got me on.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with the story.
Senor Bomba, that's who I was talking about.
Yeah.
Who I Love to Fix then writes him into the lore.
Yes. Yeah. Now keep in mind if you guys, I know even with our glowing critique and recommendation behind this one, if you guys go and you look into this a bit,
I'm not recommending shit.
Especially on the so if you go on the Happy Cube forum and you look for this person I like to fix, there are 3 people there. One is I like to fix, one is I love to fix, and one is just simply I fix. Figure out which one is actually real and which one isn't, because all 3 of them have some overlap when it comes to posting and content, and like the forum itself is just a fucking mess. It's a fucking nightmare to try and get through. It is a nightmare to find anything. None of the titles.
And it's impossible to trace anybody's post history because without being able to sign up, you can't click on somebody's name and see their post history.
I have to pay $10
go through each post
just to see what this person named Doug's Dildo posted on fucking, I don't know, the Fisherman's Wife or whatever the fuck we're talking about over there.
Hey, speaking of.
Oh, shit.
Hi, Doug.
Hey. Did he hear that last part?
Probably.
Hi, Doug.
Don't unmute him. He's a silent. He's our silent
he's
investor.
The silent judger. He just sits so far, judging the fuck out of us.
But
it's fair. We deserve it.
Yeah, he basically goes on this big ass tangent, where he's basically like, "Oh, people, they think I'm the puppet master." Nah, I worked with him.
Mm.
He gave me all this information to work with. I tried to. Don't understand the story. He's basically he's trying to have an out. He's trying to get himself the fuck out of this.
He goes, "Oh no, I did this, and like, I need to leave now."
Yeah, and part of me is like, I feel like you are Mr. Puppet Master, and you're trying to give yourself just an excuse. You're trying not to put your name to it.
The lady doth protest too much. Is what you're saying right here. Gotcha.
So I don't know. There's many like theories on who actually made it. You never find out who made it. You just know there's a quote unquote puppet master.
Mm-hmm.
Do the thing.
Well, the other thing we didn't touch on was there was posts on the Unfiction forum where someone claims that this entire thing was actually a social experiment by some psychologists in the United Kingdom, and now the entire thing is under investigation by the UK federal government because some kid killed themselves over the entire thing.
Yep.
And is that related? Like, was that game jacking? I don't.
Who the fuck knows? Oh, that's right. We have to remember. This all started with some videos that made people feel weird and throw up a bunch. So, like, does this actually affect your psyche? Maybe. But you wouldn't know that because all the shit that just happened probably covered up the fact that there were videos to begin with. So, I don't know, guys. Do we want to do a real or fake? Like, what do we want to do for this one?
What does real mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Real stupid. So let's get our. You know what? You want to do fucking real or fake?
I need you to pour me up one of them. There.
I can't reach you.
Then just give me the bottle.
I can't reach you to give you a bottle.
Here, I'll just do it.
I'm
coming.
Okay. Me too, but in a different way. All right, let's not do a real or fake. Let's do. Did you like it?
Well, that's a complicated question too.
It is.
Is it? Because I can say no.
It is.
Well, no, the ARG is shit.
A bunch of shite.
The ARG itself is bad. I enjoyed this as an experience.
Yes.
Because I enjoyed the story of the clusterfuck. It's like a train wreck. It's like
I feel like
it's like morbid fascination watching this entire thing derail.
To me, it's like pick a fucking lane. You can't start with a Wyoming accent like a broadcast hacking, and then move on to muses and Greek mythology. It don't fit together
unless you create some kind of link there. Yeah,
I feel like they were just trying to dabble in a fuckload of different things and seeing what can happen. They wanted to try the analog horror route. Admittedly, before analog horror was really a thing. They wanted to try off the analog. Good.
Sorry, I was gonna say there is. If you haven't watched it, there is a documentary on YouTube that is the history of analog horror that has Nexpo and a couple other people in it.
Oh shit!
Like prominent creators in the ARG community. It's worth a watch. You should. But it mentions this
and
as like
Quarks and Rex,
sort of the early birth of internet analog horror.
Yeah, so. I feel like they're trying for that. I feel like they're trying for an ARG. I feel like they're trying for like just overall just storytelling aspect with like the Greek mythology stuff. And I don't know, it was going too many places for me.
That part honestly confused me. Like when I first started reading it, I thought it was super cool. They were going to incorporate some of like these muses and Greek mythology into it, because we don't get like we get names from Greek mythology, but we don't get like factually accurate Greek mythology like story points in a lot of these. It's mostly like creepy internet thing is happening. You watch creepy internet thing, you're fucked. That's like the cookie cutter formula for these online ARG/horrors. This one's trying to incorporate, and not only is it trying to incorporate Greek mythology, which is a very obscure topic by itself. This is back in 2006. Like this is one of the first internet like mysteries.
Well, the other possibility that we haven't covered is that the entire Greek mythology plot line is actually just a game jack, and that whoever posted the original version of this video actually had nothing to do with the chaos that unfolded afterwards.
I am going to choose to believe that.
You could always just download that video and then splice in whatever you want.
Right.
And re-upload it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that wouldn't be hard at all. Yeah, that's very, very feasible that someone the game jacks were plentiful when it came to this anyway. So someone definitely could have taken it and just started steamrolling their own story through when it came to the Greek mythology stuff, but I don't know. I'm so torn on this one just simply because some of the shit in it is so interesting.
But
the execution is horrid.
I'm going to say what I think is the best thing to say. Look it up.
You fucking figure it out. Perfect. We do always have that old faithful there.
Well, you know what else is old faithful, Jason?
What?
Patreon.com/deludingpod.
Yep.
You can go there. We have bonus content there for you. This month is when we're switching up a bunch of stuff too. So you guys listening live, because that's a thing you could do if you give us enough money. You can do live listens. Be prepared for that. I got some surprises for you guys coming up here soon. So keep your toes wet.
When are we going to announce some stuff about that?
Probably within the next week or so.
Week, 2 weeks maximum.
Yeah. And then you can go to our website, deludi.com or deludipod.com. It's the same thing no matter what. You can go to you see our merch in there as well. We got some merch. We're going to be working on getting a little bit more of that in there too somehow. You can go to our Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/dilutipod. You can... It's booze. Yeah, it's booze.
Beer. What is the malt liquor? What gets you drunk quicker?
What comes in bottles or in cans?
Beer.
Perfect.
You could also go to our Linktree, linktree.com/dilutipod. That has everything in it too. We have our Discord that you can find on our website and on our Linktree. Just go to the website. It has literally everything. Same with the Linktree. Just go there. It has everything. Twitter, Instagram, Dilutipod. YouTube, we're youtube.com/@dilutipod. Go there, subscribe.
Yeah, help us out.
Help us out.
We're so close to YouTube paying us money for being on their platform.
Yeah,
so very close.
And then Unplanned Poddency. Go look them up on Spotify, YouTube's Poddency Plays, all that good stuff on YouTube as well.
Hell yeah.
Our Google phone number, 630-909-9366. Give us a call. We'll leave a voicemail. We'll put it on the show, or you could text us and say, hey. I think that's about all I got is 630-909-9366.
That's all you got, huh?
630-909-9366.
How many spoons did you stick in your ass?
Too many.
Oh my God.
That's a permanent part of my soundboard, Matt. I need you to know that.
Read everything I've ever done.
Oh, and then leave us a review on Spotify, please, and thank you. That's how we get noticed. We're doing really good. We can do even gooder.
Yeah.
We can do gooder.
So thank you very much. You're all lovely, beautiful people. If you're going to go to Wyoming, just make sure that you look out for the Mormons and their ugly teeth and their weird like onesie underwear thing that they wear.
It's called Wonderwear.
Yeah. Underwear.
Yeah, Wyoming. I don't know. You tell us.
Jason, do you have anything to say to the people, the beautiful people, Badoodoo?
Yeah, I mean, it's been 2 weeks since I got to remind you guys, but please, for the love of God, stay much like one of the muses in this fucking story, paranoid as hell. I don't know. Doug, do you have anything you want to say since you're fucking here?
Nope. Moot, do you have anything to say?
Waiting for him to unmute
First of all,
himself.
shout out to Nightmine, because I'm not going to pretend I didn't watch the Nightmine video.
Go
absolutely.
watch.
If you want to know more about the details that is this entire clusterfuck, just go watch the Nightmine video.
Yeah,
it's the
you're not going to understand any more of it. No, but there's more detail. There's more information in there.
Yes, yeah.
And be good to yourself. Be good to other people. You matter, and we're glad that you're here.
Slap your peens and your beans.
Woo!
There it is.
Coming
straight from his Holmes conference call. Love to see it. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks,
we
Doug.
love you a lot. Kisses to you and your
Wonderful fathers.
Yeah. There you go.
Goodbye.
Bye.